Yeah, some of you may not know this, but I was in hospital just the other day. Just woke up really nauseous, vomiting, and all that shit. So went up to emergency and went in to see triage and all that shit. Got asked to take a urine sample, which I did. I know, very graphic, but I will explain that something might be wrong, but I went in to see the emergency doctor, and he did all the exploratory exams, blah blah blah. And then he gave me like some pain relief, which I took that. Nurofen went down just fine, but the paracetamol unfortunately did not. So it kind of had a reflux attack, and then it all went downhill from there. And before you know it, I fainted. I was on the floor for like 5 or 10 minutes, and then the emergency alarm goes off, and I'm thinking, what the fuck's going on? I'm on the bloody floor here. I'm dizzy as fuck, and it's boiling hot. It was like a fucking heat wave, or the aircon wasn't working. I don't know which one it was. So I decided to. I didn't know what was going on, and then all these people come rushing in. They're thinking, Nicole. I'm thinking, I was like dazed and that. I thought, it's looking like this. The security had to come in. I had to go into the wheelchair thingy. Otherwise, I would have fallen off it. So, I had to get into a bed, and I got hooked up to a heart monitor, had an ECG, had a blood test, which, yeah, they had to use a kid's needle because my veins were like really small and shit. And yeah, it was like I was in a scene in a horror movie. Like, some of you can relate to this because I had sticky patches and everything. I still got some on me right now. I still got a bit of stick on me right now, as you can see. It's taken me 3 days just to get this off. Yeah, had the blood work done, and they did find something very strange in the urine tests, but it's coming down to either dehydration or stress. And I have been going through a lot of stress lately, especially with toxic people, and we'll talk about that in another video. So fingers crossed. I do have to have another blood test for the GP so she can see what's going on, because there is multiple things going on. And unfortunately, I've actually have had to give up fast food, which is it is a blessing, to be honest, because that stuff was kind of making me sick, bloated like out to here. Like, the bloat has gone down. It's been like a couple of days now since I haven't had fast food, and I have noticed a lot of changes which are quite positive. And I do want to thank a lot of people who were supportive during this time. So you all know who you are, so I'm not going to name names. And the bloat has gone down, which I'm quite happy about. So I thought I'd jump on here because I'm bored shitless right now and I've got fuck all to do. So I'm sitting in my car. So I thought, why not do a TikTok? Blah, blah, blah. So don't forget to follow me on here, my YouTube channel, and all my other socials, because I'm more than happy to listen to what you all have to say, blah, blah, blah. And I'm really glad that I did go up to the hospital, because I was just so unwell. I've been unwell for like nearly a couple of weeks now. Couple of weeks. And a lot of people have pinned it down to stress. And I'm kind of think there's something more going on internally that I can't see. So I don't want to be sick on Halloween. Hell no, because I love Halloween. I love dressing up, watching scary movies, blah, blah, blah. But I do have to give up alcohol, unfortunately, which is also a blessing because I don't hardly drink anyway. I only drink like on special occasions and shit like that. I did have a vodka, like a Smirnoff on that last Sunday night for the grand final between the Storm and the Broncos, and I had massive heartburn. I had to pinpoint all the symptoms to the emergency doctor so he would know what's going on. But after 5 minutes of him leaving the room, I couldn't swallow the paracetamol tablet. It was like round. Yes, my tongue and my mouth have been very dry, but that's due to the sertraline. It's a side effect from the antidepressant I'm on, which is 100 milligram. Because I thought the 50 milligram wasn't working, it wasn't strong enough, so I had to go up to 100, and I'm glad I did. Had the blood work. They couldn't find anything in the blood tests, so I do have to have another one to see, so the GP can see what's going on, so she can, and I might have to have a hormone panel. Oh, I am shit scared of needles, but I did take that pretty well. It was like quick. It was like 20 seconds. I was on an IV drip. I did have to wear the sexy hospital gown, I know. Unfortunately, I did have to strip down. I know but I had to turn away so the male nurse wouldn't see my boobs, my chest area. So I did have to take my bra off as well, and I had to put on the sexy gown. I was allowed to keep my skirt on. I should have worn shorts that day, but I did wear a skirt because it was the only thing that I was on the floor, that I threw on the floor. And I'm glad I'd got this wake-up call now, and then months from now, years from now, and then they wouldn't be able to do something about it. I've had to change my diet, so I've been eating a lot of like citrus fruits like watermelon and that sort of, avocados and stuff, and that's actually helped. And I've had my probiotic protein, which has been quite helpful. So I am going to try and get back onto the gut health supplements in a few weeks to come. So I do have to go back to the GP and tell her about like being like in the hospital, and so she's got a rough idea for the follow-up visit, so that's pretty important to do. I've got to cut toxic people out and limit time on social media. I did have a break off it yesterday, and I'm slowly having more breaks from it because I'm just sick of the same people all the time, and it's really starting to get on my nerves, and it does do my head in, the stress of other people's drama. So why are you bringing me into your drama? So the doctor did say stress is something to do with it, and he did say cut back on that. He did say change my diet. Like, all these people were like around me when I was on the floor. I know, how embarrassing, but hey, I was just so exhausted by the time I got out of there. I was just too tired. So I just didn't want to talk to anybody. I just wanted to get in my car and just go driveys. I just had to get out of that house because I feel like my house is cursed. I think my house needs an exorcism. So I might have to get some holy water somewhere. I'm just glad to be alive after all what I've been through, and I am very grateful for that. I am grateful for finding out what was wrong with me now than they're further down the track. And I'm just stunned. It's a wake-up call it's really needed, and I think fast food is partly to blame. I think it's all to blame because it could lead to, I could have had cancer out of this and not know it. So I'm glad.